Welcome to the Retirement Planning Show, your source for financial strategies to help you retire with confidence. Featuring Chip Coughlin of Retirement Income Analysts in Syracuse, New York. Chip is a registered representative, and securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Stratus Wealth Partners Ltd. Retirement Income Analysts and Stratus Wealth Partners are separate entities from LPL Financial. And now, here are your co-hosts, Matt Halloran and Chip Coughlin.
Hello and welcome to podcast episode number 17 with Chip Coughlin. Today we're going to talk about the 9 things not to do before you retire. All right, Chip. Well, this is one heck of a list. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
Okay, number 1, Matt, is don't claim your Social Security benefit early. I really believe claiming your Social Security benefits early can be really tempting, especially if you find yourself in a financial pinch or are desperately needing the money. However, claiming early is something you really want to avoid if possible. Depending on your birthday, the age at which you can draw full retirement falls somewhere between 66 and 67 as of today. And if you claim your Social Security benefits earlier than that, you'll lock into a reduced monthly payment for the rest of your life. And that could cost you significant money over the long run. But claiming your Social Security at 62 reduces your payment by about 25%. On the other hand, if you make it all the way to your full retirement without taking any benefits and continue not taking benefits, your payout increases beyond your full retirement age by 8% for every year past your full retirement age until you hit 70. So we tell our clients that everyone's going to get Social Security. It's just a matter of when you start. And we want them to be smart about this because you don't want to lock yourself into a low payment for the rest of your life.
Now, the second one has to do with the 401k. Now, we hear a lot about the pitfalls and the horrors and the benefits of a 401k. What are we talking about when it comes to retirement?
Okay, well, this is things you don't want to do before retirement. And number 2 is don't withdraw from your 401k before you retire. It's very tempting. It's a store of money. And like claiming Social Security benefits early, withdrawing from your 401k can really be tempting, especially in a time of financial crisis. But it carries an equally stiff repercussion in the long run. Even putting these repercussions aside for the moment, withdrawing from your 401k means that the money will no longer grow unless you're planning on reinvesting it. So if you take money out of your 401k pre-retirement, we like to say you're taking it off the table so it doesn't get any more interest and it's not there for you when you need it when you retire. So it's really a tough thing. We think it's better to let the 401k grow and start taking cash out of it once you retire. You know, there are penalties for taking money out of your 401k early, and if you do it before age 59 and a half, the government imposes a tax on you, an extra tax, as well as the money you take out being taxed as income. Now, we're not, Retirement Income Analysts and Stratus Wealth Partners and LPL Financial, we don't provide tax advice, and the client should consult with their tax advisor regarding any tax consequences. But we all know taking money out before you're 59 and a half, you've got a penalty of 10% and the money's taxed as income federally in the year it's received.
Now, we know that you are not a tax, like a CPA or a tax advisor, but number 3 is really along the lines with, some of the downfalls of withdrawing money from your 401k, which is those penalties. This is don't overlook tax breaks. So let's talk about that.
Well, we think for investing, and it's been proven over time that investing in a tax-favorable plan, such as a 401k or an IRA, provides tax-deferred growth and compound interest. And your assets will grow faster compounding without the tax being taken off. So, again, consult your accountant or tax professional, but let's get as many tax breaks as we can. Because it's not what you earn, it's what you keep after taxes that's important. And taking advantage of certain retirement plans like IRAs or 401ks can be very beneficial for you in the future, and it can help you on your current taxes.
What's number 4?
Number 4 is don't be lured away by risky investments. Many times we see our clients and they ask me, hey, what do you think about this or what do you think about that? As an investment advisor, I try to advise them that when you're thinking and planning for retirement, you want investments that may be more stable and less risk. Because as you get closer to retirement, you want to reduce the risk in a portfolio. And we know that if we are trying to reduce risk, diversification is one of the things that we should consider. But diversification as a strategy, it seeks to reduce risk, but there's no guarantee that a diversified portfolio will enhance overall returns or outperform a non-diversified portfolio. But diversification does not protect against market risk. But diversifying your investments, I think, makes sense. And what we want to do as you get older is the percentage of money that's in the stock market, perhaps you want to reduce that because the stock market may have more risk than other investments. And perhaps during that period of time, you would build up the bond component or the fixed return aspect of your portfolio. The market has ups and downs, we know that, and your investments won't have a chance to grow back if you have a big loss on the front of your retirement or just prior to retirement. So many times it's better to stick with investments until the time is right.
Number 5 talks about hoarding your money. What do you mean by that?
Okay, this may seem counter to the advice of not getting lured away by risky investments, but they can coexist quite nicely. When saving specifically for your retirement, it is indeed best to stick with low-risk investments. Your retirement fund is money you cannot afford to lose. For other investments, however, even pre-retirement, there may be options where you could take some calculated gambles. We're not asking anybody to gamble, but while you're still working, if you had a loss, you can recover. But once you're retired and you suffer a loss, it's very difficult to retire from that. So take advantage of opportunities that may come your way instead of just hoarding money. But as the saying goes, there's no risk. If there's no risk, there's no reward. But we want our clients to have the income they need at retirement, and that's having a diversified portfolio.
So number 6, you have talked about on previous podcasts about how important it is to pay yourself first. Is that what we're talking about with don't put off savings for retirement?
It really is. And we tell our clients that they should take a certain percentage of their income and put it into a retirement plan. That could be a 401k or a 403b. It could be an IRA, something like that, right from the very beginning of their career, because we want to take advantage of compound interest, okay, and compound interest over time. What a value that brings to our clients' portfolios. But many people wait until they're later in their life to start thinking and planning for retirement. And if you wait too long to get started, it takes a lot more money to achieve that goal. You know, statistics have shown that people begin saving for retirement as early as 25 will have a substantially easier time reaching their goals than those that wait until they are 40 to begin saving. So I tell our clients, get in, stay in, and reinvest along the way. And what a difference that will make over your lifetime. And, you know, we practice what we preach here. With my daughters, I had them get into their 401ks and 403bs right with their first paycheck out of college or grad school. And boy, that's really paid off over time. And so if you start when you're young, it's much easier. It takes a lower percentage of income to achieve the same results because time is your friend.
All right. Well, you've talked about the different kinds of investments kind of overall, at least from a really high level. What is number 7?
Number 7 is don't overlook the value of diversification. You know, again, we talked about this earlier in our conversation today, but, you know, saving for the future, whether it's in your company's stock plan or a 401k plan, many times people pick one course and they dump all their assets into that. And I think it's far better to diversify your retirement investments. And diversification really reduces the chances of any one investment bankrupting you and is generally proven to lead to more stability over time. But again, as I said earlier tonight, there's no guarantee that a diversified portfolio will enhance overall returns or outperform a non-diversified portfolio, and diversification doesn't protect against market risk. But if we can take small steps to diversify a portfolio, that's the opposite of having all your eggs in one basket. So if something were to happen, now I can give you an example, Matt. We had a client that had a lot of his retirement assets in company stock, and he had over 25% of his retirement plan in one stock of the company he worked for. And I'll tell you, if that stock does well, he'll do very well. But that's a concentrated portfolio, having that much in one area. So I asked him if that was prudent. He didn't think so. So we diversified out among different asset classes to spread the risk a little bit.
Now, number 8, there's a lot of shiny objects out there, a lot of promises and a lot of ridiculous statements made by some in the financial services industry. And people can get caught up in wishful thinking. How do you combat that? And that's number 8. Don't get caught up in wishful thinking. How do you combat that as an advisor?
Well, when we talk to our clients, we want them to envision what their retirement will look like. But then we want to take that vision and we want to kind of work backwards. What will it take financially to achieve that goal? And it starts with a budget. Okay, living within your means, allocating your resources correctly, so that when you get to retirement, the income that your retirement assets will generate will allow you to have the lifestyle that you want. And simply envisioning a relaxed and worry-free retirement while doing little to prepare for it is not going to make that dream happen. So you've got to look at the dream, but then you've got to back it up with a plan. And I would say sit down and carefully think about the kind of lifestyle you want once you retire. And once you have a pretty good idea how much money it's going to take to have that lifestyle, then you got to start planning and investing to put that money in place to achieve that goal.
All right, Chip, before we get to number 9 here, can you go back over the first 8 things that you do not want to do before you retire?
Okay, number 1 is don't claim your Social Security benefit early. Number 2 is don't withdraw from your 401k unless it's absolutely necessary. Number 3 is don't overlook tax breaks. Number 4 is don't be lured away by risky investments. Number 5 is don't hoard your money. Number 6, don't put off saving for retirement. Number 7, don't overlook the value of diversification. Number 8 is don't get caught up in wishful thinking.
All right, and what is number 9?
Number 9 is don't put your life on hold planning for retirement. I know this sounds a little counterintuitive to what we've been talking about, but I'll tell you what, while retirement is a great time to enjoy many of the things you've saved for, if something comes up while you're working, while you're planning for retirement, the dream vacation or something like that, while you're still young and healthy and wealthy enough to do it, don't let it pass by, okay? Plan for the future, but take advantage of the present, and you'll be able to fully enjoy every stage of your life. So don't just look over the horizon at retirement. Live every day to the fullest, but have a plan. And I will tell you, many of our clients this year have pretty strong travel goals. I don't know what it is. It just must be the time in their lives where they want to take some different trips. And we call it, for instance, the guilt-free vacation. Plan that vacation. Envision yourself on the vacation. Do the research of where you want to go, but save every month towards that goal so that over a 12-month or an 18-month or a 24-month period, you've saved enough assets where you can go on that vacation guilt-free. You're making memories. You're doing what you want at a time when you're healthy and able to do it. So don't put that off.
Any closing thoughts, Chip, on these 9 things not to do before you retire?
Well, the list is long, but I think it comes down to, in many respects, no matter what age you are, you need to have a budget, and you need to use your budget to help you achieve goals. And a little planning goes a long way. Time is your best friend, and if you can plan these things over time, you can achieve it. So any goal you want, you can achieve it if you've got the time and the willingness to do the hard work to get there.
Well, thank you very much, Chip, for your thought leadership today.
Very good, Matt. Thank you.
If you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, make sure you click the subscribe now button below. That way, when Chip comes out with a new podcast, it'll show up right on your listening device. For Chip Coughlin, this is Matt Haller. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Stratos Wealth Partners, a registered investment advisor. Stratos Wealth Partners and Retirement Income Analysts LLC are separate entities from LPL Financial. Content in this material is for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly.